First and foremost, I always like to give praise and honor to the God of Israel, of our forefather Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Amen, brother.
In Jesus' name. I always have to mention that because a lot of people think we don't praise Jesus, but we do. So I'm going to get right to this lesson. The title of the lesson is Study to Show Thyself Approved. Study to show thyself approved. What most people don't understand about God is He's putting together a team. And that team consists of gods. And He wants us to, He's trying to make a choice on how you study and understand, are you worthy to help Him run His kingdom. And the ones that are not worthy to be in His kingdom or to help Him run His kingdom, ain't but one spot for you. That's the lake of fire. So we got to understand we have to study to show ourselves approved unto salvation. Because salvation is the only way you can be in the kingdom with the Father and the Son. But most of the world do not understand it. They go to all different type of sources inside the world. The encyclopedia, they go to different type of books. The book of Enoch, the book of Maccabees, all the different types of books, but they don't go to the main source where it all started at, right here, with this Bible, the scriptures. If you don't understand the scriptures, you got a one-way ticket to hell, and you can't get out. So you sleep on this, and you don't understand what you're doing in this word, you're going to burn forever. So you must understand, you must study to show yourself approved. So when God put together His team, He can say, okay, it's like a draft. I'm going to pick him, her, and him. I'm going to get them all up, and I'm going to put them on my team, and they're going to help me run this earth for 1,000 years with Jesus, and then they can come into the Father kingdom after those 1,000 years. But it starts with this book. Play with it if you want to, because I'm going to make sure for myself that I know what I'm doing, because I'm held accountable for me first and all of y'all. So I'm not worried about it if I get on your nerves or make you mad. So understand that about me. We're going to learn this book. So we're going to turn to 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 14. We're going to start. We got to show God that we are approved to salvation. And believe me, just like this lie they got going around, Santa Claus checking this list and checking it twice to find out who naughty and nice, understand that God has a list. What that stuff, Santa Claus and all Christmas, that's a lie. You're going to hell if you celebrate that crap. This book right here, this for real. If you don't understand it for real, play with it when the resurrection comes. When you have to stand before God and say, I want to come to your kingdom. He's going to look at you, what have you done? And you can't even quote the 10 Commandments. I tell people, if you want to be on this team, you got to count on you to say, okay, get them people together for Passover. And you saying, for Passover, when is that? You don't even understand. It's a certain part of the year you got to study to make sure you're approved that you can get in. He tell me that I automatically know. It's the first month in spring at the 14th day. We taking the Passover at evening. I'm going to put them together. I'm going to put them together. I'm going to bring the people together like we should. But most people, they don't do that. They're just going off their feelings and emotions. How they want to do these things. You got to understand that you must study to show yourself approved. You got to. So we're going to turn to 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 14. When you get it, brother, go ahead.
Of these things, put them in remembrance, charging them before the Lord that they strive not about words to no profit, but to the subverting of the hearers.
See, we got to put people in remembrance of these things. How do you put a person in remembrance of something? You teach them. They got to understand. They got to study. This book is not just to be opened up one time a week. If you think that, you would never get it. You would never get it. I'm telling you.
That's the truth.
Because the cares of this world, it will worry you so much, you won't even think about God as the problem solving method right here in the Bible. You won't even think about it. You'll go to everybody else and try to solve your problem instead of coming to this book and studying how the problem start and how I can solve it through the book. Go ahead, brother.
Study to show thyself approved unto God.
Yes, sir.
A workman that need not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
That's the number one thing. We got to study. Study. Like I said, God is putting together a team of guys. And he trying to get his roster right. He trying to make sure you can get on the roster and make sure that you understand how to run this kingdom. You can't come here and say, I want to get in, and you don't know what to eat and what not to eat. You got pork and swine on your plate. Get your behind in the lake of fire. I can't use you. You don't understand that the Sabbath day is very, very valuable. The seventh day of the week. Get your behind in the fire. He's not going to use you. He's looking for somebody with the knowledge of his Father. And him. They both on the same accord. You got to study. That's why I titled the lesson, Study to Show Yourself Approved. Don't think because you come to the Saturday class, okay, I'm okay now, I'm saved. You lying to yourself. You lying. Because it's only, 1 hour, you got 24 hours. 7 days a week. You got to deal with it, and I got to deal with it. But it's a start. This is a start right here. You come here to learn how to save yourself. We don't come here for form or fashion, trying to find out who got what on and looking good and all this crap that he got in these Sunday churches. You better get this book and learn his knowledge. Go ahead, brother.
But shun profane and vain babbling.
Yes, sir.
For they will increase unto more ungodliness.
All this stuff, profane babbling. Telling you, Jeff, you gonna take Christmas from the kid? Yeah, I'm the Grinch. I'm the Grinch.
Come on, bro.
This is what he tell you to do. Take it away from him.
Amen.
You think I'm gonna feed my kids some poison? You think I'm gonna feed my kid something that's gonna hurt them? You stupid or something. That's what wrong people today. They going out with people, how people see them, how they feel about them, instead of going on about this book.
That's right.
I don't care about all that. I'm trying to get in, because I'm scared of that nigga fire. And you should be too. Play with it. If you want to. Understand this. Shun this profane, vain babbling. When somebody come up here and telling you what God said and they can't read it, get out of my face. I don't want to hear it. I turn it off. I'm not rude to them. I'm not trying to cut them down rudely. I said, no, I can't hear that because you can't read it. Period. Let's go to Joshua chapter 1 and verse 1. If you plan on being prosperous and having good success, you better study this book. You better study this book. You better study this book because it's just not one day a week, 24 hours. And half of us are so scared. We scared of rats, we scared of roaches, we scared of snakes, we scared of all these. Someone's scared of the dog. When you tell them about the lake of fire, they ain't scared. Because they think this book is a fairy tale book.
That's right, they do.
Understand this. No man, one thing about it, people saying, well, Jeff, man wrote the book. What man didn't write any book? Understand, because he put the words on the paper, that don't mean he came up with it. God gave him the knowledge to put the words on the paper, right, which is the scriptures. Amen. Don't be foolish and let people take your crown away from you. Take it away from you. You be simple-minded if you let somebody do that. Understand what the book say. Verse 1, go ahead.
Now, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying.
Understand that this is when Moses died and Joshua took over. is look, I want you to get the people ready. I want you to make sure they understand what I want them to do before they go in the land. Because I ain't playing with them. If you want to make your way prosperous and be approved by God, you must do this. Jump down to verse 7. Go ahead.
Only be thou strong and very courageous.
Yes, sir.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all the law.
Yes, sir.
Which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest.
This is what you got to do. We got to do all according to the law. All. People go on the job to make money. They get them rules and regulations. Say, look, if you follow my rules, you'll get a check at the end of the week. But when it comes to this book, we can't follow no rules. Jesus paid for it all on the cross. We ain't got to do that no more. Stupid. You let somebody take your salvation away from you, it's gonna hurt you in the end. He said, do according to all the law. You can't depart from this book. This book is very vital. Go ahead, brother. He's gonna show you.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
Yes, sir.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
Yes, sir.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt give good success.
See, he's telling you, have good success.
Yes.
This book is where you get good success. You can't get around it. You go to Facebook, you go to the book of Mary, the book of Enoch, the book of all these crazy people that write it, but you don't even know the knowledge of this book. Know the knowledge of this book. It got so many books out there that people try to come up with something new. Ain't nothing new. If it don't come by the first 5 books of Moses, it's a lie. You got to understand this. And when he talks about this book, people got to understand that didn't no man put these words together. Let me show you that. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20. Be looking out there to make sure that you find worthy of being on this team. You can't be worthy of being a dummy in the scriptures. You got a lot of people out there got degrees. You got a lot of people out there got a lot of education, but they are ignorant according to these scriptures. Ignorant. Ignorant is nothing calling you dumb. You just don't know about this book.
That's right.
It's just something that you lack knowledge of. That's all ignorance is. Learn it. These were people who think that a man came up with this. King James didn't write the Bible. Put it like that. Peter, Joshua, all these people that God chose, Moses, didn't come up with these words. Understand that. It was a willing vessel. Everybody had to write their part in the book of how they seen it in their generation. God used them for tools. Because this book will show you that. Let's start with verse 20. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20. Go ahead.
Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
Ain't nothing private about this. Meaning that you can't tell me where the Holy Ghost just gave me this. God gave this to me only. Like you hear these preachers inside these churches say, that's for me. No, everything is public here. Everything. You can't have a private interpretation of nothing. You got to interpret the Bible with Bible. From the old and the new. Period. Go ahead.
For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man.
Understand what he said. The prophecy of this book, it didn't come by the will of man. Meaning man didn't come up with these words. Go ahead.
But holy men of God spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost.
Moved by who? The Holy Ghost. Meaning that those angels came with the words and gave them to Moses, gave them to Jeremiah, gave them to Abraham, gave them all that. You know what they did? They went to writing. Writing. Understand that. Moses didn't come up with these words. Joshua didn't come up with these words. These words came from God. There was a willing vessel, but so many people think, oh, that book written by a man. Name me a book that wasn't written by a man. See how simple that is? Which one came first, the chicken or the egg? So simple. Ask me questions like that. I hear this all the time. People tell me this. Understand this. The chicken came first. God created a man first. He wasn't a baby. He wasn't an egg. A man. Just like he created all them animals first. Understand that. Just so simple. You can solve it out the Bible. Well, let's go to Revelation chapter 1. Let me show you, Revelation chapter 5, excuse me. Let me show y'all where the Bible came from. Revelation chapter 5 and verse 1. Y'all got to excuse my voice, I messed it up. Yelling one day. Let's see where the Bible came from since these men wrote the Bible. They came up with you. That Moses law, I hear them all the time say stupid stuff like that. Moses law, he wrote that.
That's right.
He ain't write nothing from his words. That's why they said the will of man is not put in his God. It's God's word, right? He put these words in this man's mind and he went to writing. Let me show you where the Bible came from. Revelation chapter 5, we're going to start with verse 1. Go ahead, brother.
And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written therein, and on the back side sealed with 7 seals. Understand, it's John right here. God gave him a vision through the angel, showed him what was happening in heaven at this time. He said he had a book in his right hand. Go ahead. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming in a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? He was looking for a man to see who worthy to open the book and loose it. He couldn't find nobody else worthy. So this is when Jesus Christ had to put on his flesh and come down and deal with man. Period. Go ahead. And no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth was able to open the book, neither to look therein. So Jesus got this book from the Father out of his hand, and he took it. He took it with the angel. And this is how the Bible was constructed. Go ahead. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. So John was weeping like, man, we need this book to get salvation, to stay out that lake that burned with fire. I need it. He weeping. Listen what happened, what Jesus did. Go ahead. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, yes, sir, the Root of David, has prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. So Jesus came and put on his flesh to give the book to man, to give it to him. This is how the book came into being upon this earth. It started in heaven. He said he seen the book in the right hand of the one that sits on the throne. What book you think that is? The one you reading right now. This is how it came about. This is how the Bible was constructed. Go ahead. Verse 6. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb as it had been slain. Understand that lamb he's talking about is Jesus. He had to come to this earth and die. He took this book. He knew, see, God is giving you a speeded up version in this 8 verses right here. Come from the beginning all the way to the end when Jesus died upon this earth. Understand, you can't read the Bible like you read a book. He'll tell you the whole history in 1 chapter. So this is what he said, this lamb that was slain, which was Jesus, he did so with this book. Go ahead. Having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God, sent forth unto all the earth. These 7 spirits are 7 angels, was sent forth. He sent them. Once Jesus got the book from the Father, then he took it to the angel, then the angel took it to the men, holy men, so they can write. Go ahead. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him
Yes, sir.
that sat up on the throne.
He took the book out of the Father's hand, out the right hand that sit upon the throne. Go ahead.
And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden veils full of odors,
Yes, sir.
which are the prayers of saints.
They were rejoicing at the time because we have a way of escape. We ain't got to go in that fire now. All we got to do is take this book, read it, and study and follow it. But you know what we do? After Sabbath class, after church, close it up, don't read no more. How you going to pass a test like that? How you going to obtain a college degree like that? How you going to make a team like that if you don't study the rules and regulations of anything?
That's right.
You can't get on this team because you're too dumb spiritually. Your knowledge comes from the Word. It don't come from the world. It don't come from this book. Now let me show you, go to Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. Let me show y'all how Jesus got the Bible to the people, to God's people. It's a protocol. It's a protocol. What I mean by protocol, he's not going to change his order. That's why I read to you in Revelation chapter 5 where the book came from. Out of the right hand of the Father. He couldn't find a man to get the book. So Jesus had to come and put on his flesh and take the book and give it to men by the angels.
That's right.
And they wrote what they heard, not what they thought was right. Verse 1. Go ahead.
The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servant things which must shortly come to pass.
Yes, sir.
And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
You see the protocol here? He said the revelation of who? Jesus Christ. This whole book was written by Jesus, whether you know it or not. He said, God gave unto him. Like I read in Revelation chapter 5, he took the book out of the Father's hand. And he showed it to his servant thing which must shortly come to pass. And how do we get it? He sent it by the angels to Moses, to all these people. Go ahead. He said by his angel unto his servant John. John had a record to write. He wrote this revelation. And where he got it from, he didn't come up with it out of his mind. He heard what the angel said. And he wrote it. Go ahead.
Who bear record of the word of God and of the testimony of Jesus Christ and of all things that he saw.
He listened to the 7 spirits, to the angels who bear record. Whatever he said, he wrote. Not what John came up with.
Come on.
Not what Jeff came up with. I ain't got y'all in this on the Saturday, on the 7th day just because I want you here. This is what God said. This is law. But go ahead.
Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy.
Wait a minute. He said, blessed be what?
Read it.
Read. Read. What do they say? What do they say if you want to hide something from a black person? Put it in the book. That's so true, ain't it? We won't read. I was a victim of that.
That's right.
I was a victim. I didn't want to know how to keep my behind out that lake of fire. I had to read this. And when it got into me, it was like fire in my bones. I said, man, I got to make sure I can rescue my family. I got to make sure I can rescue anybody that want to hear through these scriptures.
Hallelujah.
But they keep telling you the Bible is a bunch of books of fairy tales. Okay, because you ain't got the right person teaching you. Go ahead, brother. Read it over.
Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
How you going to keep it? You got to read and study it. That's why this lesson was titled, Study to Show